This is the exact spark the Lakers needed, especially with a ton of guys not playing in the final game of the Lakers Summer League, due in large part to injuries. They had one guy above all step up and play extremely well, along with a couple other guys on the roster. Now, despite the result in the loss, the Lakers did have a couple of nice things to look at, but evidently, injuries were a big reason why the Lakers weren't performing up to their highest caliber. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is Lakers Digest. And I'm coming at you with another video. And before we get into everything we have for today's video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already to get those Laker updates, guys, because we just passed 20,000 subscribers. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys who subscribe to the channel because you really and truly help us out. Now, without other words, hop straight into the topics we have for you today as Swider plays well. So the Lakers played their final summer league game of the year, and it did not really go well for the team as many of the guys were injured, starting from LeBron James to Dalton, Knecht were all sitting out for precautionary reasons. And then you had a couple of other guys who were dealing with injuries, guys like Trey Jemison, Marshall Lewis, who we haven't seen all summer, along with Adu Thiru as well. So there was a lot of guys not playing, and then also Darius Bazley, who got injured in the last game. So a lot of guys just not available for the Lakers. So Cole Swider was in a position to step up, and he really did in that first part of the game, as Cole Swider started off with 12 of their 14 points, but he finished the game with 17 points. And the shooting did dip a little bit in the second half. As you see there, he only had two of 8 from the field, or 2 of 8 from 3 and 6 from 15 from the field. There was a couple of guys off the bench who had some nice contributions. RJ Davis, who had some nice showings here and there in the summer, had 17 points, and then Ethan Taylor had 15 points. Sir'Jabari Rice probably had his best game of the summer with 14 points to go in that one. And then DJ Stewart, who didn't shoot the ball particularly well but has some good moments here in the summer, only had 4 points in that one. But just by looking at that box score there, most of the Lakers that were playing weren't really super impactful. And that's just due in large part to, like I said, most of their main guys on that Summer League team just either not being available or just being injured outright. So there was a lot of guys that weren't able to play, and that really just showed up in the Lakers' caliber of play, because the Lakers, I believe, only won 2 games during the summer, and both of them weren't really like runaway games. They're kind of like ugly games. They kind of like won towards the end. So the Lakers, their Summer League team did not go up to their full potential, but I push that mostly to a lot of their injuries. They missed a lot of their athleticism. Adu Thiru would have really helped in that manner, but Cole Swider, just going back to him, because Cole Swider is a guy that we've seen before in a Lakers uniform, as he's been a guy that's been a former two-way player and been a guy that has been playing with the Lakers G League team. So is there a possibility that there could be a spot for a guy like Cole Swider? Well, we do know that there is a decision that's going to be made for Shake Milton here coming up here in the next couple of days. So we'll see what the Lakers do there. It is likely the Lakers could waive a guy like Shake Milton, and that could open up a roster spot for maybe a guy like Cole Swider, or maybe he takes a two-way contract because he's still eligible for that as well. Cole Swider had a really nice summer, and he led the way in scoring for the Laker team, and he was also one of the top rebounders on the team. So he had 17 points, 7.7 or 7 rebounds per game, 1.6 assists, 1.2 steals, and he did it on pretty efficient shooting as well, shooting in the 50s on twos and in the 40s on his 3-point shot. So Cole Swider had a very nice summer end and make a very convincing case, I think, to really fight for that last roster spot. But I kind of want to get to like the main part of the Lakers Summer League, really, and that's just how injuries plague the Lakers, and hopefully it's not a precursor for what happens in the regular season, because obviously Summer League is not where you want to see injuries, but you want to see some of these young guys really make a name for themselves to show what you can do. And a guy that I was really excited to see, Adu Thiru, he obviously could not play because he was injured. Hopefully we get to see him in the preseason, and hopefully like leading up into some of these Laker games, we'll see how much plays, because he still is a raw prospect, so there's still some things he has to fine tune his game. But it's just unfortunate for guys like him or like Eric Dixon, because just take a look at this Lakers Summer League roster, and there's just a ton of guys here who just weren't able to play or didn't play all games, or and maybe in the case of LeBron James was on a minutes restriction, so we didn't see the full capabilities of what this team can do, and maybe even some of what these players can do themselves, because not all of them were playing at 100%. And you got to realize some of these guys who are coming out of college where guys are just either coming off their seasons, or this is maybe the first time they're playing competitive basketball in some months here. So there is a bit of like getting adjusted and getting used to it. But the Lakers with just so many guys just going in and out of the lineup there, it was just really hard for them to catch a rhythm. And it was maybe harder on the staff with Lindsey Harding and company. So some of those folks who were trying to like find the right lineups and find the right groups, because some of the things that I was looking from them was what kind of schemes were they trying to run, not only offensively but defensively as well. Because some of those things that you see in summer league, because the Lakers are trying to really fine tune all of their systems from the G League down all the way up. So it's quite possible that some of the things that the Lakers, some summer league team was doing offensively is something that we could see for the Lakers parent team. So there was a couple of times that we saw a couple of different zones. It wasn't really run any well because the Lakers didn't have the right personnel that's needed for it. But obviously with the parent club, with the main guys that you have on the roster, LeBron, Luka, Austin, DeAndre Ayton, all of these guys are obviously a lot better than the summer league team guys, and are a lot used to NBA defenses. So when we run those types of zone defenses or different types of schemes, we'll see how they're able to adjust in this, because it was interesting to see some of these little new concepts here in the summer league, but it was just not really executed to where you can see any real results of anything from it, just because of the caliber of play of guys playing. And like I said, some of the guys, the Lakers, who were looking forward to play in the summer league just were not available. So it was very hard to gauge of like what the Lakers young players were. But I think overall a guy like Bronny James really played well, really improved. A guy like Dalton Knecht kind of struggled, didn't really play too well. Cole Swider, very good. Same with Darius Bazley before he got injured, and then also DJ Stewart. Some of those guys on the rest of the roster are probably going to have to be fighting for spots, maybe not only in the NBA but different basketball leagues in general. So we'll see what happens on that part. But let us know in the comments down below of what do you think of a guy like Cole Swider. Do you think he can be a guy that can fight for at the end of a roster spot, or maybe a two-way spot on the Los Angeles Lakers? Or do you think it can be somebody else from the summer league team, maybe a Darius Bazley? Hopefully he's not too injured and it's not a big injury there. Or maybe another guy, maybe like a DJ Stewart or something of that nature. Let us know in the comments down below. And just one more thing for us, guys. There is still 79% of you guys who have recently watched our videos who are not yet subscribed to the channel just yet. And if you guys want more of that, like your news, like your updates, trade rumors, game recaps, just every and all things Lakers basketball, you guys are going to come right here to Lakers Digest. All right, I've been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.